believe that the questions posed by the civics test are just as fundamental in civics.
In an interview after his speech, the governor said focusing on the area of civics will allow the country to move in a more unified direction.
What we'd like to see is more civil, respectful, and healthy debate that can build consensus and move the country in the right direction.
And though he said there is still ways to go, he is hopeful for the country's civic future.
You know, Arizona was the 48th state to join the union, so we know that sometimes good things can take some time.
The Joe Foss Institute is looking to have similar civic education laws passed in all 50 states by this fall. In Washington, D.C., Anthony Marroquin, Cronkite News.
President Trump is expected to call for a nearly $54 billion increase in military spending while cutting that amount from several other federal agencies. This, according to the first draft of the administration's budget proposal. The plan targets departments like the EPA while also aiming to protect Social Security and Medicare.
This budget will be a public safety and national security budget, very much based on those two, with plenty of other things, but very strong. And it will include a historic increase in defense spending. This defense spending increase will be offset and paid for by finding greater savings and efficiencies across the federal government. We're going to do more with less.
Additionally, the president met with healthcare CEOs this morning to go over the Trump administration's plan to repeal Obamacare.
So I'm asking Secretary Price to work with you to stabilize the insurance markets and to ensure a smooth transition to the new plan. And costs will come down, and I think the health care will go up very, very substantially. I think people are going to like it a lot.
A new poll from the Associated Press NORC Center for Public Affairs Research studied children ages 13 to 17 on their views on the future of the nation. The study found that 8 in 10 teens feel divided when it comes to nation's most important values, and that 6 in 10 teens believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. The study also found that 56% of all teens who were surveyed believe that America's best days are ahead. That compares to 52% of adults recently surveyed who said the nation's best days are behind us.
Flagstaff is preparing for the first of several increases in minimum wage starting this summer, but not everyone is excited about it. I drove to northern Arizona to explore how one proposition has opened a divide. At the Flagstaff Nut House, treats are aplenty, but its owner says customers will only pay so much.
If we're able to make a profit, then yeah, we'll stay in business. But if we're not, I don't think that we'll be able to stay in business.
Things are tense for small shop owners like Nazaro Lobby after Flagstaff voters passed Proposition 414 in November. The prop aims to raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour in July, and it will continue to increase annually until it reaches $15 an hour. Olabi says that would be enough to shut his store down.
There is certainly no support for small business. That, I feel.
But supporters of the increase say the current financial track is simply not a livable income. A new state law mandates a $10 per hour minimum wage.
When we got a little bit slower right before Christmas, it started getting really hard to pay for my rent and all of the bills and utilities.
Because the proposition is such a divisive subject, many minimum wage workers in the downtown area were hesitant to talk about it. In fact, advocates on both sides say some stores opposing the increase have seen boycotts. The leader of the local Chamber of Commerce says it's time to make peace.
The most conversations we've had has been at City Hall when it's been contentious. So I'm certainly willing to sit down and speak with anybody.
Stuart McDaniel says returning to the ballot box to reverse the proposition could be the only way to close the divide. But back at the Nut House, Olabi hopes his shop and others will survive until then.
Definitely going to increase our prices. There's no doubt about it. We have to.
City Council denied opponents of the proposition a special election. Voters will have to wait until the next general election in 2018 for any changes to be made.
A veteran with now terminal prostate cancer has taken the Phoenix Veterans Administration Hospital to trial for malpractice. Veteran Stephen Cooper believes the VA hospital did not take timely and proper procedures to diagnose his cancer. Cooper's lawyer claimed in court that he could have been cured when he first started showing symptoms in 2011. Lawyers defending the VA claimed the examination he had back then did not turn up any signs of cancer, and they upheld the standard of care. No in-court references were made about the VA scandal that broke last year.
The vast majority of low-income housing for veterans is single men, but a new project in the city of Tempe is catering to an overlooked group, veteran families. Cronkite News reporter Anthony Mitchell takes us to a much-needed construction zone.
This construction site is the first of its kind in the valley when it comes to veteran housing. These units will become homes for families.
All of our veteran projects to date have been for the single adult male veteran population primarily, and that's a lion's share of the need out there, but there is an unmet need with the veteran families.
Gorman, a real estate company that specializes in public housing, is partnering with the city of Tempe on the project, known as Valor on 8th.
We're not only going to have services in place, but also community rooms and a playground and a community garden. So I think people will really embrace wanting to be there.
Valor on 8th will provide affordable housing to 45 veteran families.
This mock-up behind me is actually a prototype of what the rooms are going to look like. It's at this level, away from the project, that smaller details, like outlet placement, are hashed out so that instead of having to fix something 50 times, you get to fix it once.
Valor on 8th will also feature an in-house partnership with Save the Family, a Mesa-based organization that provides counseling services to families on the brink of homelessness. Case coordinator Stephanie Michael says the #1 service she provides is financial counseling for those who never quite acclimated to living on their own.
You have 18-year-olds who kind of go from mom's house to the military. Most of them are married, so then, you know, the wife kind of steps in and helps out. So a lot of times I believe that they feel lost.
And when its doors open next January, the goal of Valor on 8th is to ensure these veteran families never feel lost again. In Tempe, Anthony Mitchell, Cronkite News.
The number of homeless people in Arizona has dropped 30% since 2010. Phoenix has reached a functionally zero homelessness among veterans, but it's estimated that just more than 1,000 veterans are still living on the streets in our state. Tomorrow, the Supreme Court will hear a complaint filed by Attorney General Mark Brnovich. His complaint claims the city of Tucson is illegally destroying guns seized by law enforcement instead of selling them. He's asking that the court make a decision and trigger a provision that the state withhold tax money from the city.
More astronomical news this week.
What SpaceX is planning for 2 travelers in 2018.
And a train that can reach up to 750 miles per hour is under consideration to be built in the valley.
I'm Scott Pelley, anchor and managing editor of the CBS Evening News. In our changing media landscape, it is crucial for journalism education to ensure a commitment to the truth, unbiased reporting, strong ethics, unwavering fairness, and above all else, accuracy. These are the hallmarks of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. It's a place where students can innovate and transform the news industry while always upholding the values of the school's namesake. The Cronkite School at ASU, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule, where it's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Access interactive digital and printable program guides, repeat times, and full episode descriptions. Watch program previews of best bets for the coming week. Search by title to find your favorite shows. You can even add programs to your calendar and get email reminders when they're about to start. It's easier than ever to find out what's on Arizona PBS. Discover so much more at azpbs.org/schedule. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online.
I was at the post office mailing something. I asked the clerk, "How do they let you know if your son is wounded?" It was very hard for me to form those words, but I just felt, I've got to know. I just felt so suspended in space and anxiety. And the man said, "Now, don't worry. They'll tell you."
Combat is like crack cocaine. It's an enormous high, but it has enormous costs. And I think that we make a big mistake if we say, oh, well, war is hell. We all know the war is hell story. It is, but there's an enormously exhilarating part of it.
Authorities say a father and his 2 young children have died after their plane crashed in southern Utah. Iron County Sheriff Mark Gower said search teams discovered the missing plane in a rugged area of the county about 220 miles south of Salt Lake City. Pilot Randy Wells and his children, ages 8 and 3, were returning to Utah from a wedding in Phoenix before the crash.
He already makes one of the fastest cars on the planet and has launched rockets into space. Now Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk wants to find a faster way for mass commuting. And as Farai Bennett reports, a group of ASU engineering students are on it.
This flywheel is moving 750 miles per hour. That's the speed ASU engineers hope to achieve by traveling from Phoenix to San Diego.
We have traffic problems just like everywhere else, and so we want to try and see what we can do to not only alleviate some of the traffic problems that we have, but create a more sustainable solution.
Lynn Nefkin is the co-lead of AZ Hyperloop team that is competing with schools around the nation to partner with SpaceX to create this form of transportation.
The Hyperloop is a new form of transportation that has been proposed by Elon Musk of SpaceX, and what we're looking at doing is creating, picture an airplane without wings, and it can hold about 26 to 28 people, and this is called a pod. And inside of a steel tube, this pod will travel.
Nefkin says that ASU and SpaceX's goal for this innovation is to make time a lot more reliable than it is to fly a plane or drive a car.
The innovation's changing the world. It's being able to tell somebody that in 10 years and 20 years they'll be able to go to San Diego for lunch. They'll be able to go to Vegas for lunch. Spend half of their lunch hour gambling away their life savings. Why not?
Some of the features the pod plans to incorporate are magnetic levitation and compressed air that removes atmospheric drag, which will make the loop go faster. The ASU goal, a day at the beach could be no more than a 30-minute drive. In Mesa, Farai Bennett, Cronkite News.
The AZ Hyperloop team hopes to meet with SpaceX this summer to determine if the plans will be chosen. And in other SpaceX news, 2 people are going out of this world. Literally, CEO Elon Musk announced today that the travelers have placed a significant deposit to be taken around the moon. Musk said, quote, "Next year is going to be a big year for carrying people to the space station and hopefully beyond," end quote. SpaceX will use the same launch pad in Florida that was used for all the Apollo programs. Over 10% of Americans are afraid of needles.
But acupuncture gives some more reasons to appreciate them. Coming up next, why the ancient Chinese remedy is making a comeback in the 21st century.
And it's been a gloomy day across the valley. When those skies will clear, coming up next in your 7-day forecast.
I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Right about now.
Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Keeping one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe it?
fascinating.
You know, sometimes I wish I wasn't so beloved.
Wow.
It's literally one for the history books.
Enjoy.
It's a 3,000-year-old form of Chinese medicine, and some practitioners of it are located in North Scottsdale. Reporter Judson Tomiko shows us how acupuncture continues to break into the mainstream.
This woman is paying to get stuck with needles, and a Scottsdale business is hoping many will follow.
Our goal is to have over 1,000 locations open in the United States in 5 to 6 years.
Acupuncture has been around for several thousand years, but the techniques practiced here restrict the pins to lower arms, lower legs, and if you want, even the face. This way, clients can do it without even having to get undressed.
And I've been coming once a week. I've seen dramatic results. I'm not in pain anymore. I sleep better. I'm more relaxed. Don't stress about things when I could be in a stressful situation. So yeah, it's definitely helping.
Acupuncturists say that the needles they put inside your skin help stimulate the nerves, which increases blood flow, which helps heal the body naturally. L.S. Carper plans to help open franchise locations in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Colorado.
At the end of the day, if it was just about money, there's lots of other things, as you suggest, I could do. But this gives me the ability to feel good about what I do and what we do for people.
The pins used in acupuncture are 1/10 the size of a medical needle, and acupuncturists say you have nothing to fear.
I would tell them to try it. And you start light and you start easy, and they'll be surprised. There'll be 3 or 4 pins in them, and they won't even realize that they've started yet.
And from a business perspective, modern acupuncture is just getting started, looking to add up to 20 new clinics nationwide by the end of the year. In Scottsdale, Judson Tomiko, Cronkite News.
The estimated initial investment to franchise a location ranges from $150,000 to $300,000. With rainy days ahead, you won't need to water those plants.
Chloe Ranshaw is in the Weather Center with your latest forecast.
It's been a gloomy, cooler than average day across the valley. Right now in Phoenix, we can see 64 degrees. And as for the rest of your state, we see 55 degrees in Lake Havasu, 63 degrees in Yuma, and 41 degrees in Show Low. Taking a closer look, though, and later into your evening, this is looking at 9 p.m. You'll see 57 degrees in Levine, 56 degrees in Goodyear, 54 degrees in Surprise, and again 55 degrees in Buckeye. Into your morning, though, those temperatures will pretty much stay the same as you're heading out the door for work or school. We'll see 55 degrees in Maricopa, 54 degrees in Chandler, 55 degrees in Scottsdale, and 53 degrees over in Surprise. As for that rain that you may have been experiencing throughout the day, you can see it here just covering the state, and it's going to continue to move through. Unfortunately, those skies won't clear anytime soon. If you're heading to work tomorrow morning, you may experience some rain on the roads, but we will see them clear eventually, but really late into Tuesday evening. As for the rest of your week, we have 64 degrees tomorrow. Again, you'll see those cloudy skies and some rain. It'll pick up a little bit on Wednesday. We'll see 70 degrees and 78 degrees on Thursday. Looking into your weekend, even though it's only Monday, you'll see 82 degrees on Friday, 80 degrees on Saturday, as well as 80 degrees on Sunday. And looking all the way across next Monday, you'll see 81 degrees. It's a good chance to get out and enjoy that weekend in sunny weather. In the Cronkite News Weather Center, I'm Chloe Ranshaw.
Many people are curious to learn more about the religion of Islam.
Coming up, we learn how one mosque here in the Valley is helping to alleviate common misconceptions about the Muslim community.
Heaven knows you're a dreamer. Don't hide it from anyone. Don't hide it from anyone. Hey, would you believe me if I said we are here for a reason now? This is our life. This is what counts. This is for us. I will go anywhere for you.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
Các nhà lãnh đạo Việt Nam mà nói rằng là chúng tôi sẵn sàng hy sinh đến cái người dân Việt Nam cuối cùng. Thực sự mà nói thì người dân không biết được, viện miền Bắc không có thể ý thức một cách đầy đủ rằng đằng sau những cái tuyên bố mà cao cả đấy là sự hy sinh của chính họ.
Phoenix is home to a growing number of Muslims. Reporter Drew Marine takes us to one mosque that has opened its doors in an effort to bridge gaps and clear up misconceptions.
People of different faiths are here at the United Islamic Center of Arizona to learn more about Islam.
There's a fear after 9/11 of Islam and ISIS and things of that nature, and the only way you can resolve that fear is with knowledge.
The audience member had asked, why are some Muslims violent if Islam is a religion of peace?
The United Islamic Center of Arizona opens its doors to people of all faiths to build bridges in the community.
So we have so much in common, and that's what we need to build on.
Panelist Aisha Kawaja says bringing adults of different backgrounds together sets an example for kids to be open-minded.
I think what it does in terms for younger generations is to promote that environment of tolerance and unity that we all really long for.
8-year-old Mustafa wanted to teach us the deeper meaning of hijabs.
When the women wear the rafta that's on their hair, like that lady over there, what it actually means is for peace.
And that was the goal of the Islamic Open House: to learn, to share, to live peacefully. In Phoenix, Drew Marine, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, the state Supreme Court considers Tucson's efforts to destroy seized guns instead of selling them per state law. And we'll hear from both sides regarding a balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, our Politics Monday team breaks down the latest from the Trump White House and a new leader for the Democrats. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Albertsons and Safeway are proud to support our Arizona veterans and Arizona PBS. Learn more at azpbs.org/veterans.
I'm David Goldstein, owner of Biltmore Loan and Jewelry. We buy or loan on upscale assets. We have over 30 years of experience in determining values of automobiles, jewelry, art, collectibles, and antiques. For more information and appointments, biltmoreloan.com.
From the origins of human civilization to the threshold of the modern world, I'll be going on a journey through 200,000 years of Africa's rich history. This is the untold story of how Africans helped shape our modern world.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
If you are 60 or over, consider a charitable gift annuity with Arizona PBS. A charitable gift annuity will provide you a steady stream of income during your lifetime. and also help ensure that Arizona PBS is available for future generations.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
Find more ways to explore at pbs.org/anywhere.
Coming soon to Arizona PBS.
February 28, 2017, President Donald Trump in his first address to a joint session of Congress, laying out his agenda and sharing his vision for the way forward. Join PBS NewsHour for live coverage and analysis of the speech. Coverage you won't find anywhere else. That's President Trump's first address to Congress. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on PBS.